yes, I did buy an advent calendar after Christmas because it was like more than half off, and I've been going through that. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen that. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this horchata latte though. I don't drink horchata. Not because I don't like it, but because I've just never tried it. So I don't know if this is a good idea. I had another latte like one and I did not like it. The flavor wasn't strong enough, so I feel like that'll probably be the case with this one, and then I'll probably just have to make a cup of regular coffee, which is fine, I guess. Nope. Regular coffee it is, so let's do that again. Focus, god damn it. Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles, and welcome to my first monthly reset. I anticipate that these will be a little different every month. I don't have like a set monthly routine or seasonal decor for me to take down and put back up. Sorry, Heather, but that's just not how this is gonna work. But I kind of want to use these, one, as a way to give y'all a little sneak peek at upcoming content, as well as a little bit of life stuff. I think that as I do them more, I'll get the hang of them and sort of create somewhat of a routine, but until then, this is just kind of me winging it. Maybe I'll decide I don't like it and stop doing it, I don't know, but that's where we're at right now. All right, so now that we have a cup of coffee that I'm actually going to drink, and with a little added protein, we can get started. And so, funnily enough, one of my goals now that I'm in my 30s is that I want to actually make an effort to hit my protein goal at least a few times a week. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit is hard. So it's been a struggle, but protein coffee never hurts. And speaking of which, I recently had a birthday. I turned 30 on January 18th, and it was a good weekend, really. So I was off of work on my birthday and the day after, so that Thursday and Friday. And on that Thursday, I kind of just like had like me time. Like, went to the salon. I originally cut my hair in the summer, but I don't think I ever showed it before I washed it and went back to my naturally curly hair. So I cut my hair over the summer. I got a trim this time. My stepmom found a macaroon cafe and I went there. I got 8 different flavors. They were all amazing. Loved it. So I definitely will be back. I went to lunch. I went to an Irish pub that has a really good shepherd's pie, or I guess it's technically a cottage pie, but it says shepherd's pie. I had a cozy cocktail. It's called hot apple pie, and I think it has Crown Royal in it, which is something that I will not drink, but in that cocktail it was delicious. Oh, and before all of that, so obviously I work at a university and my stepmom works for the city, so we both always have off on MLK Day, and we typically go to afternoon tea at a hotel. It is very fancy. It's the best one that we've been to so far. We've tried to branch out, and so we went somewhere else and it wasn't great. And so next year we're just gonna go back to our usual place, but it comes with little sandwiches and scones and little desserts, and the scones were the best part. The scones were very, very good, and the tea was also very good. I had a black tea that had like cinnamon and ginger and somewhat similar to a chai, but not really. Flavor profile was a little different, and so the tea and the scones were really good. Everything else was okay. It's kind of mid. And so we've just decided that we need to go back to our usual place. The only other place that has somewhat matched up is the Plaza Hotel in New York, which we did last year. So going back to our usual hotel next year, thankfully. So there's that. Then on Saturday, I went to brunch with friends, and usually restaurant week in Philly falls over my birthday. This year it didn't, and I'm really pissed about it. But one of my friends kept telling me to try brunch at this Latin American restaurant, and so we did that. I got the Costa Rican breakfast, pinto, if you're familiar, which one of my best friends is Costa Rican, so her mom had made this for me for the first time like a year ago, and I was like, oh, I have to get it. I have to try it. Obviously, it wasn't as good as her mom's, but it was very good still. I had a sangria. Then it was my job's homecoming game, so we went to that. And then later that night, I went to my favorite Cuban restaurant, and I got what I always get, which is ropa vieja. It's so good. And I had some mojitos and some rum shots, and it was a good time. So that was my birthday celebration. One thing that I always do at the beginning of the year, because my birthday is 3 weeks after Christmas, is that I have to redo my bookshelves, clean them, reorganize them, get rid of some things. And since one of my goals this year is to read down my own TBR, I will probably be unhauling a lot of things since I'm finally reading them. For example, I started the Rosalian Isle series by Tess Garrison. I really love the TV show, so I wanted to read the books. I didn't have the first book, and I had at least 10 of them. So I get to unhaul all of those. A win is a win, right? So I have to put 5 to 6 of my physical books on my TBR every month in order for me to complete my goal this year. So I've been doing that. And honestly, this month, it was an experience. I'll talk more about that in my wrap up, and we'll see how this goes, but I will be unhauling a lot of things. Just taking an inventory and sort of seeing, will I actually reread this? Do I actually want to keep this? If it's a series, did I actually enjoy the entire series? So I'll probably be getting rid of a lot of things. So obviously in my monthly wrap ups, you'll see what I'm reading. And I also wanted to share what I've been watching lately and what I've been listening to. So for like December and January, I watched a lot of cult shit. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that. I was watching a bunch of different cult documentaries, and I ended up watching How to Be a Cult Leader on Netflix, which I actually recommend. It's very good, and it's a series. So we also watched How to Be a Tyrant, How to Be a Mob Boss. As I watched that, Netflix recommended Get Gotti, which is about the FBI going after a mob boss, and I don't remember if it was New York or Chicago, but watched that. Then my coworker on my birthday was like, hey, I have another rec for you. So I watched American Nightmare, which is insane. It's wild seeing this story play out, and like essentially this woman got kidnapped and the cops didn't believe her. They assumed she made it up, and they kept comparing it to Gone Girl, and obviously she wasn't lying, but like the way that they handled it was just such a poor job. So that was very interesting. Also kind of depressing though. Yeah, documentaries, true crime documentaries are like my thing right now. And then One Chicago came back. So if you have known me for any amount of time, you know that I really enjoy Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD. Some of my favorite shows, all those came back. So I've been enjoying those as well. As far as music, I don't know why, but I have a new obsession with Silk Sonic, which is Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. They did a joint album in like 2020, and so you probably know their singles Leave the Door Open, Smoking Out the Window, and Skate. But my 2 favorite songs on that album are Love's Train and After Last Night. I don't know why I suddenly had the urge to listen to them, but that's just what I've been doing lately, so that has been interesting. But yeah, I'm going to finish my coffee. I'm going to get started on these shelves because they're a hot mess. They're like all over the place. I'll probably keep my birthday cards up for a little bit, but I need to start getting rid of some of the things I'm gonna unhaul and just give them a wipe down and start reorganizing things. I also try to put books that I have not yet read higher up so they don't forget about them, because if they're down here, out of sight, out of mind, I'm not thinking about it. So that is my plan for the day. Okay, so I almost forgot upcoming content. So I had meant to get some footage while I was in the office yesterday because I have a big desktop and the screen's easier to see, but I forgot because I ended up being much busier than I anticipated. So instead I just took a little screenshot on my iPad. So sorry, this is what you get. But I've had all of my February content planned since like November. So all of this is actually pre-filmed with the exception of monthly reset, my January wrap up and my February TBR, even though I do have my TBR planned out already, but those things have not been done. I also do need to film a book haul, but looking forward in some content, I will be doing a Kindle wrap up and TBR. I have gone through a lot of the things that I read on KU, and so I'll tell you how I felt about those and then what I downloaded after I got rid of all of that. And then I'll be talking about some of my favorite characters, another episode of Book Boyfriend, some of my favorite female main characters, as well as some authors that I want to read more from. So those are all things that you can expect in February. Again, all of that has been pre-filmed. I needed something to do when I was on vacation. And then the next two videos directly after this one will be my February TBR, and then I will do my January wrap up, and that will include my first round of monthly stats. So those are some things to look forward to. If you have content ideas or things you would like to see in future resets, let me know. I'm flexible and I'm kind of just winging it. So originally I was gonna do a separate book haul, but I don't want to. I don't do book hauls often. I usually only do one at the beginning of the year because of Christmas and my birthday. And so we're just gonna include that in our little monthly reset so I can finish organizing my shelves, because I have a pretty decent stack and I need to fit them in with everything else, and also still trying to be cognizant of keeping my unread books at the top so that I don't forget about them. So let's start with the books that I got for my birthday. Steph from Stephanie Bookish sent me Only for the Week. I've already read this and I'm really excited because I just convinced Jess to read it. Then I told Steph to read it, and then I texted Robin like, can I also persuade you to read this? And I also want to reread it. So I have a review of this and I'll have that link for you, but I am excited because I want to read it again. Also, ignore all the stuff on the couch. It's all of my random knickknacks and stuff that live on my shelves, like bookish stuff from an Illumicrate box that I got, tons and tons of bookmarks, and some art from authors. I think I included that when I did my reorganization video when I first moved into this apartment, which was in August of 2022, maybe. Anywho, Nat from Nerdy Nat Reads got me Getting Schooled. This is the first book in the Wright Brothers series, which I loved, and Nat loved it too, so I'm excited about that. Chanel from Chanel Time got me Kane's Jawbone. So this is a mystery thriller where it's completely out of order and you're supposed to try to reorganize the pages and figure out the mystery or solve it. I don't know how good at this I'm gonna be, but I'm gonna try. Alana from The Awkward Book Nerd got me Mask of Mirrors, which I am kind of excited about. The people that have liked it I trust, and that includes Monet, Angela, and Heather. And so it's, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what it's about, but Alana and I are gonna buddy read it at some point. And then I got myself with a gift card, Drop of Venom by Sachin Patel. I liked her romances, so I'm hoping that I like this too. More than anything though, I just really like this cover, so hopefully I like that. And then things that I got for Christmas, I have so many. All right, so my brother, who, this is the second year that he's got me a Christmas gift, so I was surprised. He got me 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin and Shadow Speaker by Nadia Coraford. Now, it's not my brother's fault. He doesn't know this. I don't ever want to read anything by Nadia Coraford after her I'm Not Like Other Girls Twitter rant. But I am considering doing a second N.K. Jemisin vlog, so thanks, bro. I mean, I wasn't expecting it. I'm really happy about it, but that other book just might end up being decoration, if I'm being real with you. Pretty sure these next two are from Robin. First is The Obsession. It says, boy meets girl, boy stalks girl, girl gets revenge. Right up my alley. And also Killers of a Certain Age. I don't remember who talked about this, but I remember really being intrigued by it, so I added it to my wish list. My boyfriend got me The Kiss of Deception. This has been on my wish list for a while. I don't remember what it's about, Mother of Black Hollywood, Jennifer Lewis's memoir. I've already read this and I loved it. The Reader, also one that's been on my wish list for a really long time, and I'm really excited about it because I've heard really good things. And Hunted by the Sky. No idea what this is about. I feel like this was probably something I picked because of the cover. Then Dasha at Mythic Pages got me Yellowface. Already read, 5 stars, would definitely read again. And Perfect Little World. This is going to be in a vlog that I probably won't do for a while, but there's a very particular reason for why this is on my wish list. Then Alana for Christmas got me Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. Already love it. I specifically wanted this cover, so I'm really excited to have it. And Monet got me Sinful Desire. This is one of the books in the Mafia Misfit series, which we all know that I love. So I'm excited to collect all of these. And so those are all the books that I got for Christmas and my birthday. I also have quite an unhaul stack. So after I finish putting these up, I will show you everything that's in that. And again, everything that I unhaul will be on my Panga bookshop, which is linked in the description of all my videos. Quickly, I'm going to go through my unhaul pile. It's kind of large. First, we have Jade City and Jade War. I never got Jade Legacy because why? But anywho, it was a 4-star series all the way around. I don't know if I would ever reread it though. This won't surprise anybody. Yeah, no. Over here, we have the rest of the Rosalian Isle series. So total, I had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. And then I DNF'd book 1. So there's that. Over here, sorry Nat, We Hunt the Flame. I'm never gonna reread it. My Kiss Quotient series, these are all 3 different sizes. Why? Also, I'm still pissed about the Bride Test. Worst Best Man, I just did not like. Little Thieves, I actually really enjoyed, rated at 4.5 stars. However, the second book pissed me off. The Da Vinci Code, I've had them for a really long time, and frankly, I don't think I care. I don't think I'm ever gonna read it. I am in the minority. I did not like The Only Good Indians. I think that horror just is not for me because the horror in this book creeped me the fuck out. These Violent Delights, I read, I don't even know when I read that, but it was okay. I was gonna read the second one and then I thought about it and decided not to. And while I am sad about this, I am getting rid of the Kingdom of Souls series. I only enjoyed book 1. Reaper of Souls was on my worst of 2023. Master of Souls was disappointing and I hated the ending. So there's that.